All right, so this is what's it's funny because like if I asked you why is God angry at the Jews according to this Ezekiel text? I mean, you couldn't give an answer. You couldn't because in the beginning God's talking and he's not saying anything except for they're rebellious. They're rebellious. They're obstinate. But he's not giving a reason. Like, what is this rebellion made of? What are they doing? What's wrong? Um, Now maybe later on in the text we'll find the answer, but now it's like either this is a nonsensical, idiotic text written by an idiot, which could be the case, or the reason God is angry with the Jews has to be, you know, uncovered. You know, it's kind of, he's hiding it, at least at first. But you know, I think you need to go back to that last video I made. It's like there's the title and then there's the behavior, right? These are two totally different things. Um, the title is, oh Lord, Lord, right? But whenever a lord or aristocrat or a special person is around, um, then the other, the others, the non-lordly have to show some slovenly respect, right? Which would be an oxymoron and a false respect. They have to show some sign of respect. Like if you're around a British royal, you have to show some sign of slovenly respect, right? Um, but that's not what's happening. It's like God's standing you up and he wants to talk to you like an equal, you know? And I'm not saying that philosophically or theologically, just, you know, just, hey, he just wants to be one of the guys, right? He wants to look at you in your eyes, have you stand up, and he wants to listen to you. Um, and he doesn't want that slovenly worship. Oh, the Lord, we love the Lord, right? But it's a condemnation of I mean this um, like in our day, you could talk about money, right? You have the Andrew Tates of the world, right? And the Andrew Tates, you know, he's like, oh, I got money. That means I'm special. And you're a po' boy. That means you're not special, right? This would be a form of slovenly respect for somebody who's rich, right? Um, and you know, I think that's what this text is condemning. It's like, no, this, you know, uh, God wants us to treat each other with respect, and so maybe that's what's happening within this society. They've gotten into these false forms of respect, and they're not truly respecting each other through their behavior. Right? Their words are one thing, but their behavior's another. You know. You know, and then you go to Ezekiel's attitude towards non-Jews, and I mean, all throughout history, I think you see this tribal hatreds. You know, nowadays we would call it nationalism. You know, I mean, you can love your country, but you don't have to hate the other guy's country. But that's really what nationalism means, right? It's hating the other guy's country. You know, hating the other tribe. You know, and I don't think you see that within this text, and you definitely don't see that in Moses, because Abraham is a man that would go into another man's tribe and curse the wicked and bless the good, and then just walk away. Um, he would shepherd another man's tribe. So you don't see any of these tribal hatreds within Ezekiel. Um, and so maybe that's what's going on because it's so common. Like you look at um, the Chinese, right? The Chinese at one point in time were like, oh, hey, we're the Chinese and everybody else sucks. The Romans, like, and the Greeks, like, we're Romans and Greeks and everybody else is they're barbarians. Um, or we're the English or this is, you see this, these tribal hatreds, right? The promotion of malice as if it were a good thing, right? Um, let's go back because we're asking a question, and I think nope. Go back one more. I'm reading right now. They will know that I am the Lord. It's a good line. Yeah, so I think this line is definitely exactly what I'm saying. It's like um, maybe Ezekiel saying that the Jews are giving into their tribal hatreds. And I think you could see that in these lines right here. So yeah, I mean, and there's also this idea, I think, in I don't know where it comes from, but this idea that you get punished, your punishment fits the crime. So if these are the punishments, then maybe there was yeah. Now, if these are the punishments, then maybe these are the crimes happening. All right, let's go back to the text because again, it's like what's he angry at them for? It's just like I will unleash my anger against you. I will judge you according to your conduct. That's what I just said. The end has come. Okay, let's go on. Actually, let's wait. All right. All right, let's do this. What did I just do? All right. Let's keep going. In the 6th year, in the 6th month, on the 5th day, while I was sitting in my house, and the elders of Judah were sitting before me, the hand of the sovereign Lord came on me there. I looked, and I saw a figure like that of a man. From what appeared to be his waist down, he was like fire, and from there up, his appearance was as bright as glowing metal. He stretched out what looked like a hand, and took me by the hair of my head. Well, the Spirit lifted me up between earth and heaven, and in the visions of God, he took me to Jerusalem, to the entrance of the north gate of the inner court, where the idol that provokes to jealousy stood. And there before me was the glory of God of Israel, as in the vision I had seen in the plain. Then he said to me, Son of man, look toward the north. So I looked, and in the entrance, north of the gate of the altar, I saw this idol of jealousy. And he said to me, Son of man, do you see what they are doing? The utterly detestable things the Israelites are doing here, things that will drive me far from my sanctuary. But you will see things that are even more detestable. Then he brought me to the entrance to the court. I looked, and I saw a hole in the wall. He said to me, Son of man, now dig into the wall. So I dug into the wall and saw a doorway there. And he said to me, Go in and see the wicked and detestable things they are doing here. So I went in and looked, and I saw portrayed all over the walls all kinds of crawling things and unclean animals, and all the idols of Israel. In front of them stood 70 elders of Israel, and Jaazaniah, son of Shaphan, was standing among them. Each had a censer in his hand, and a fragrant cloud of incense was rising. He said to me, Son of man, have you seen what the elders of Israel are doing in the darkness, each at the shrine of his own idol? They say, The Lord does not see us. The Lord has forsaken the land. Again he said, You will see them doing things that are even more detestable. Then he brought me to the entrance of the north gate of the house of the Lord, and I saw women sitting there, mourning the god Tammuz. He said to me, Do you see this, son of man? You will see things that are even more detestable. All right, let's see here. All right, let's see. Tammuz refers to the 10th month of the civil Hebrew calendar, or the 4th, which falls around June or July. So they're detesting the end of summer, or they're crying for the end of summer. Mourning. They're mourning that summer is over, maybe. I don't know. It is the name for Dumazid, a Mesopotamian god, and is a period of mourning in Jewish tradition marked by the fast of the 17th of Tammuz, a day of lament for the destruction of the temples. The name also refers to the Babylonian god and has been adopted in various contexts, including kibbutz and Israeli military equipment. Okay, so it sounds like I don't know. He then brought me into the inner court of the house of the Lord, and there at the entrance to the temple, between the portico and the altar, were about 25 men, with their backs towards the temple of the Lord and their faces towards the east. They were bowing down to the sun in the east. He said to me, Have you seen this, son of man? Is it a trivial matter for the people of Judah to do detestable things they are doing here? Must they also fill the land with violence and continually arouse my anger? Look at them, putting the branch to their nose. Therefore I will deal with them in anger. I will not look on them with pity or spare them. Although they shout in my ears, I will not listen to them. Okay, you know what? I don't I don't know if I've done Ezekiel before. Like I know I've done it in my head. Um but I don't know if I've done a video of it. But like what's happening here, right? Um, so you have 25 men, and looks like they're sitting on the steps of the temple, and they're just hanging, they're just chilling, you know. And if you were there, present at that moment, looking at this, what do you see? You see 25 Jewish men at the entrance to the temple, and that's all you would see, and you'd walk on. But you know, some of them are, or all of them, you know, in their own way, they're bowing to the east. They're bowing to the sun, the rising of the sun. And so, in other words, they're secretly worshiping it. They're bowing, right? But they're not. But they're still going around saying that they're Jews, right? And Ezekiel is a watcher, right? This is what rabbis are. Rabbis are watchers, and he sees. He sees what's going on. He sees, you know, oh shit, these are not Jews. You know, they're worshiping the sun god. You know. Um. So yeah, there's this duplicity that has entered into the society. I think. I don't know what's going on with this God of Tammuz stuff. I don't know if they're celebrating a holiday, but then it's detestable. I know they're worshiping a wrong god, but what god is that? What's going on? Okay, so all types of crawling things and unclean animals and all the idols of Israel. So an unclean animal but would be a pig. And so maybe he's saying that they're acting like pigs. They're voracious. I don't know if I used that word right. I don't know what that word is. I think I'm using it right. Doop doop doop. Then I heard him call out in a loud voice, "Bring me near those who are appointed to execute judgment on the city, each with a weapon in his hand." And I saw 6 men coming from the direction of the upper gate, which faces north, each with a deadly weapon in his hand. With them was a man clothed in linen, who had a writing kit at his side. They came in and stood beside the bronze altar. Now the glory of the God of Israel went up from above the cherubim, where it had been, and moved to the threshold of the temple. Then the Lord called to the man clothed in linen, who had the writing kit at his side, and said to him, "Go throughout the city of Jerusalem, and mark on the foreheads of those who grieve and lament over all the detestable things that are done in it." Right? Um, so again, if we go back, you see 25 Jewish men on a temple secretly worshiping a false god, but still pretending to be Jews. Right? So there's this duplicity that's entered society. So Ezekiel's not going to run up and try to call these guys out. Like, you guys are false Jews. He's just going to, okay, that's who those guys are. You know, That's what marking on the forehead means, right? It's a condemnation of this Mardukian self righteousness. It's just like, oh, that's who those guys are. I'm gonna walk on and go about my day. Um, that's what the marking on the forehead means, right? It's like he's not going, and he's gonna see, right? He's gonna see which people are like sad that all this is going on. You know, they're lamenting the wickedness of their day, right? And those are the good people who are going to be the good Jews who are going to be blessed, right? Um, and like here, bring near those who are appointed to execute judgment on the city, each with a weapon in his hand. And I saw 6 men coming from the direction of the upper gate, which faces north, each with a deadly weapon in his hand. Right? Now the glory of the God of Israel went up from above the cherubim where it had been and moved to the threshold of the temple. Right? So what's happening here? The glory of God is boom, it's shining out when you have righteousness. Right? When you have righteousness. Again, righteousness, this is the eagle thing. They're swooping in. And it's quick, silent. What was the 3 words that I used? I don't know. See another video. But that's what's happening. Like this is Ezekiel's God. Ezekiel's God is pure, right? And there's this theme in Moses and it looks like here about purifying your household, right? And you do that within your heart, right? I mean, you don't have to physically purify your household. You can just mark family members that you don't trust. Mark them on their foreheads. So this again, this is a direct condemnation of the Mardukian way, and this is the way of the Torah, right? Which I mean, and then you go back to how he's prophesying. He's prophesying by like playing this little child's game, right? This is not a direct confrontation. Hey Tiamat, you're a bitch. Yeah. Um. As I listened, he said to the others, "See, I mean, this is why. Like, I was watching a video and people were talking about marking on their foreheads. Um, I think that's why I wanted to read Ezekiel because they just started just talking all about this Greek philosophy. What does that mean? Marking on the foreheads. And it was just they just started bringing in. It's like you don't add or subtract. Adding in all this Greek philosophy to these pre-Greek texts is just not. I mean, maybe post-Greek Hebrew text, but anyways, it's just silly. It's silly to even hear these guys speak because they're just so off the mark, right? They're idiots, and I shouldn't say that out loud. I should just be like. Anyways. As I listened, he said to the others, "Follow him through the city and kill, without showing pity or compassion. Slaughter the old, the young men and women, the mothers and children, but do not touch anyone who has the mark. Begin at my sanctuary." So they began with the old men who were in front of the temple. Then he said to them, "Defile the temple and fill the courts with the slain. Go." So they went out and began killing throughout the city. While they were killing, and I was left alone, I fell face down, crying out, "Alas, sovereign Lord, are you going to destroy the entire remnant of Israel in the outpouring of your wrath on Jerusalem?" He answered me, "The sin of the people of Israel and Judah is exceedingly great. The land is full of bloodshed, and the city is full of injustice. They say, 'The Lord has forsaken the land, the Lord does not see us.' So I will not look on them with pity or spare them. I will bring down on their heads what they have done." Um, so these punishments fit the crime. This is what is happening, but it's happening in secret. So, I mean, I think that's what's going on here in this text, right? Then the man in linen with the writing kit at his side brought back words saying, "I have done as you commanded." That's like a. That's like a. What is it? What's that line? Let it be written, let it be done. You know. I mean, there's. I think this that's being silly. It's very. It's like almost. It's almost like mocking the. It's mocking the. Uh, pretensions of the aristocracy and the giants and the privileged, right? They have all these just pretensions, and it's almost like, you know, he's just being silly. I mean, I could be wrong. I could be wrong on any of this. What do you guys think?